The elderly people that were selected to be part of those occupying the Deputy Prime Minister's office elderly home at Mangayane have declined to relocate. And now the news in detail. The Minister of Finance, Honorable Neil Ruikenbeck, has announced that the country will get 13 billion emalangeni SACCO receipts, which is an increase from the over 11 billion emalangeni that Eswatini received for the 2023-2024 financial year. The minister elaborates.
Of the 13.06 billion, 1.8 billion is surplus revenue collections emanating from the 2022-2023 financial year, while 11.26 billion is based on the projected common revenue pool projection for 2024-2025, which has grown by 6.6% from the 2023-2024 level. It's important to note that the country's imports from SACCO during the year under review increased by 25.24% compared to the previous year. The Kingdom successfully established a revenue stabilization fund in 2022-2023 financial year. The role of the fund is to set aside part of SACCO receipts in order to smoothen revenues for government. The fund intends to bring more predictability into the country's budget. Government continues to encourage Eswatini to declare all their goods at customs when they enter the country at the various points of entry.
The Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauke, has officially lifted the ban on animal slaughtering in butcheries for 4 months. The minister says that this decision stems from the ministry's commitment, especially veterinary services, to safeguard the health of Eswatini.
The Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauke, explains that the previous ban was implemented under the Veterinary Public Health Act. He emphasizes that the ministry will now work to engage relevant stakeholders to ascertain their challenges.
The decision I have taken is for the situation to revert to the status quo ante, which is the way we were operating before the 1st of January 2024, to allow for 3 processes that I believe should take place. The first process is adequate and inclusive stakeholder engagements and consultations, focusing on the impediments relating to the operationalization of this long-standing legislation and coming up with a seamless way of implementing it going forward. Also to ascertain the adequacy of abattoirs from the perspectives of both sheer numbers and distribution. The Directorate of Veterinary Services, Veterinary and Livestock Services, under the supervision of the Office of the Principal Secretary, to provide assistance where required for businesses to be ready to transition to the new dispensation without serious negative effects on their operations and the industry.
The minister stresses the importance of the ministries considering the need for adequate slaughterhouses throughout the country. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Themba Shabangu, Babane.
On another note, the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauke, says that the ministry and the Dairy Board are collaborating to address their challenges in milk production. Chauke commends significant investments in infrastructure by government. Chauke emphasizes the need to focus on solutions for increasing the number of dairy cows in the country.
In the latest report, the 2018 Dairy Board Strategic Plan unveils local dairy consumption at a staggering 91.56 million litres. Surprisingly, 82% of dairy products are imported. The Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauke, highlights the insufficiency of dairy cattle with only 5,000 against a required 18,000. The Ministry and the Dairy Board are now in joint efforts to explore sustainable use of government's invested dairy infrastructure.
Tigayo lethu telibizi lefasa abethi yasigayela sikhiphe le mass bo cheese nako konke lokuphuma ebisini athi khona kusebenta tifike esigabeni sathu lesifanele nekusukude elibizi silivela kangwane sikhanza ukuthi tingomo lesinato nyalo tilabo 5,000 elibizi kanzi singa 18,000 Lokusho ukuthi sinesikhebesi setingoma ting-13,000. Noma ungatidalisa ke leti ngoma kanjani ngabo artificial insemination konke ngeke zithi umthole lo 13,000 ngesikhathi esifanele. Nasilive ke sifuna ukudondla. Kuyabida lokho sithole isisombululo kule nkinga yetinkomo.
The 2018 Dairy Board Strategic Plan indicates a positive trend in local milk production. The figures show a significant increase, reaching 21.25 litres, equivalent to 630 million emalangeni. This upstick in production marks a promising advancement in the country's dairy industry. Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Themba Shabangu, Mbabane.
The Minister of Finance, Honorable Neil Reichenberg, says the ministry is happy with the 2024-2025 budget submissions coming from Eswatini. The minister assures Eswatini to continue making their submissions as they will have a positive impact in the upcoming budget. The minister has this to say on this issue.
I was also feeling like we've opened these portals for the public to have input on the budget. And obviously some of the criticism around that is to say, oh, Minister, the budget is almost finalized. Is it a window dressing exercise? Are we just, putting it there to have people feel good about possible input? And I really can declare that it isn't. We are having a very close look at what is being submitted. We really appreciate some of the submissions, really some very, very good submissions being made by the public that in these portals. And the budget has not been finalized. We are still in the process of finalizing budget. And even though the impact is possibly less this year, it is not to say there is no impact. So we'll definitely still try see what we can do in this year's budget to accommodate input.
Some of the elderly people that were selected to be part of those occupying the Deputy Prime Minister's office elderly home at Mangayane have declined to relocate. This is according to the Deputy Prime Minister's Office Social Welfare Deputy Director Maselia Dlamini, who says the elderly people are giving different reasons for declining to take the offer. Currently, there are 3 elderly people staying at the elderly homestead, while there are 12 living at the disabled homestead that is also located in Mangayane.
According to the Deputy Prime Minister's Office Deputy Director Social Welfare Maselia Dlamini, about 3 elderly people have declined to occupy the elderly homestead. The homestead can accommodate up to 48 elderly people. The construction of the homestead was completed in the year 2022.
Bakhona abantu abadala labalile uya kuleli khaya. Obviously liyakubuka ukuthi leli khaya lingabi white elephant.
There are some elderly people that have declined to occupy the elderly homestead. The Prime Minister's office is keeping a close eye on the issue to ensure that elderly homestead does not become a white elephant. In the event the elderly persons continue to show less interest, we can use the homestead to house the less privileged children or dumped babies. The Office of the Deputy Prime Minister works closely with children, so it's going to be easier to identify them. We have 2 elderly women and a male that have declined to relocate to the homestead. Some of the reservations raised by the elderly is that they don't want to leave behind their livestock and they want to stay on the environments they grew up from. The elderly people accommodated at the homestead are strictly those who have no one to take care of them.
The elderly homestead is a stone's throw away from the disabled people homestead. This homestead can accommodate up to 20 people. Most of these people housed by this homestead were taken from different government hospitals. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Themba Shabangu, Mbabane.
The country has experienced yet another storm resulting in significant infrastructure damage, including homesteads. Roofs were blown off around 4 p.m. on Thursday evening. Ngwana Park residents were shocked, describing the storm with heavy rains and wind. The residents also highlighted that they experienced power disruptions. Motorists faced disruptions as well due to power lines on the roads. This occurred as the region was recovering from a December 2023 storm. The National Disaster Management Agency updated its response on Wednesday. Dear viewers, now take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Today, you have a choice. How will you become future ready? Are you equipped to lead? How will you transform your career? Regent Business School empowers you with the leadership and entrepreneurial skills to disrupt, rethink, innovate, and be the future. Visit regent.ac.za to register today. Can be.
Welcome back. You are still watching Eswatini TV in our sports news tonight. The last 16th draw of the Ingwenyama Cup tournament has been conducted. Some of the tricky games that fans will look forward to include Manzini Seabirds against the defending champions, while Manzini Wanderers will play against Madlenya FC. The games will be played on the weekend of the 20th to the 21st of this month.
We're here at MVA headquarters, Ngcepetero MVA Fund, who are the title sponsor of the Ingwenyama Cup 2023-2024, following the last 32 competition that we witnessed. Now we entered the last 16, where today a last 16 draw was conducted here at the MVA headquarters. Prior to the draw, the chairperson of the Ingwenyama Cup tournament, His Royal Highness Prince Hlangabeza, once again shared a message coming from His Majesty King Mswati III.
Kafishane bekunene imbubo emhlaba ithi kambe empeleni imidlalo ayichubeke njengoba kambe solumihle live kambe lihlale kambe liva lomsindo lomnanzi emagroundini kambe vele empeleni wayo kambe leyo njabulo ngoba nakujabula live kusuke kujabula yona lengekhathi esigodlweni bayethe.
It was then time to proceed to the draw, where some of the big guns avoided each other, but the last team to play the last 32, which is Manzini Wanderers, are drawn against Madlenya FC, which is currently one of the teams that is in form at the Premier League of Eswatini. Young Buffaloes will play Ilovo. The defending champions, Green Mamba, will face another tough side, Manzini Seabirds. Bavana Swallows will play Tabangul Celtics. Celtics, who are the team that knocked out Royal Leopard. Bavana Highlanders will play Louis Comrades 14. Zingizin Hospes will play Denver Sundowns, while Eswatini United will face National First Division, currently on top of the Log 7 Dreams. The management committee that is in charge of the competition announced that the tournament, or rather these last 16 games, will be played on the weekend of the 20th and the 21st of January this year, 2024. I am Fabrice Msonera alongside Linda Dlamini. We are here at the MVA headquarters in Babane.
That brings us to the end of our news bulletin tonight. Up next is the weather forecast for selected towns. Good night, Eswatini.